this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am bringing you again a video. This is the third in a series of videos focused on the luau that we went to, the traditional Hawaiian luau we went to at the Polynesian Cultural Center in Oahu. And this one is the third in this, being the third in the series. This one is mainly of the beautiful program that they did for us, and the dancing and the history that they imparted as they showed us their aloha spirit, which was really, really neat. Anyway, I hope that you'll join me. Let's check out my workspace. Okay, so here is my workspace, and you might recall this is the left-hand side of the last layout that we did at the beginning of the luau when they were removing the pig. So our next two pages are going to be focused on the luau itself. And so let me just go ahead and move this. This layout is going to go together fairly quickly. Let me just explain what I've done here. So I have a lot, I don't use mats very much. I don't use the mat packs that we have very much, even though I think they're fantastic. And they have a lot of really great potential for journal boxes and things like that. I do use them for that. But I don't often mat my photos with them. So what I find is that eventually I have a bunch of mats that I haven't used at all, and so I like to try to use them, right? Because we've got them in our stash, so we should use them, and they do make really cool pages. So these two layouts are mainly going to be focused on using our mats. And so I have about 8 photos that I want to include on this 2-page spread, and I matched up some of the brighter colored mats that I have that kind of went along with all the bright colors that we've saw at this luau. And so I went ahead and matched them up with photos. They're not mounted yet. I need to do that. And I found these, which are some laser cut borders that went along with vitamin C, I believe. And I just love the vibrancy of the colors of these. So we're going to use these to accent our fun colored mats and the beautiful colors in these photos, and do some journaling and call it good, because I really don't think these pages need a lot of extra. I was going to add some extra background. I had these papers picked out, which are also from vitamin C, which would have been, I think, pretty cool, except I think it would have been too much. So I'm not going to use those. I decided just a moment ago I am going to go ahead and just use the mats with the sandy colored natural pages as my background. And we're going to go with that and our embellishments. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about these photos as I put them down. So while we were eating, they had some entertainment going on, and they had these beautiful, beautiful young ladies, and some of them were not as young as you might think, but still lovely, lovely ladies that would stand up here on this stage, which wasn't a super high stage, but you know, a little bit raised above the floor, probably 2 or 3 feet above where we were eating. And they played beautiful music, and they danced the hula for us, and it was lovely. Very, very, very nice. And this is a better picture of the area where the pig was located, which you can see right here, but just the backdrop. of the rocks, which we found a lot in Hawaii, the rocky mountains that they had there, and the palm trees. And then the water, we were curious about the water and what the water's functionality was, and we came to realize that as the sun was setting and we were getting closer to dinner and finishing eating our dinner and that kind of thing, the island breezes picked up, and as the breezes picked up, they blew across the water and were just so beautiful and cool and nice. It was just lovely, just lovely. This is an example of our meal, and the reason we took a picture of these rolls, the purple rolls, is because they're made with the taro root. And if you're familiar at all with the island culture, you know that, I remember when I was in elementary school, we studied Hawaii, and my teacher brought in poi and had us taste poi. Poi is made from the taro root. And they have an area in the Polynesian Cultural Center, which we visited the day after this, where you can see how the taro root is grown, and they will let you taste poi, and you can see what that tastes like, which is kind of cool. I think I missed adhesive on the back of this one. So you'll get to see all of that in an upcoming video when I get to those photos. But for now, we got to have rolls made from taro root, which was kind of cool. My sister-in-law actually makes those, so it that also was cool, because we took that picture mainly to send to her and show her that she was doing something Hawaiian, even though I don't think she was doing it because it was Hawaiian, but she just thought it was a cool thing to do. Anyway, we had our pulled pork from the pigs that were roasted, and oh my gosh, it was so good. So good. The buffet was just incredible. As you can see, my plate completely mounded up there with yumminess. And then after we ate, or while some of us were still eating, because it was an all-you-can-eat situation, so many people went back and got more. I did not. I had more than enough the first time around. But although I think I would have drank another one of those pineapple smoothies if they had offered me one. We had this lovely lady who you can almost not even see in the pictures back here. She was the MC for the program, and just a beautiful, beautiful person. She had a great ability of remembering people's names. I mean, can you imagine the number of people she meets on a daily basis? And yet she was able to know our names and call us and invite us to do different things during the program, which I was very impressed by. And at any rate, this was some of the plants. You can see the planter right here. These were real flowers. Real flowers, lovely, in the planter right along the stage. And these lovely dancers, men and women, showing us different types of hula. I didn't realize that there were so many different types of hula until we experienced this luau. Now you'll notice as I'm adhering these, I'm kind of off the edge of my pages. I'm going to trim those, so I'll show you how I do that in just a second when I get all of these put down. But it's okay to go off the edge of your page just a little bit. Now and then it creates a really nice scrapbooky effect, kind of an old-time scrapbooky effect. We don't do it often anymore, but I do it every now and then just because I think it's fun to remember those different types of styles. I'm going to just scoot this over just a little. Okay. All right, so now before I go ahead and trim off any of those so that I can make sure I've got them in the right place, I'm going to take these laser borders and I'm going to just take my precision cut scissors and I'm going to cut them apart. I'm going to cut them apart in such a fashion that it looks like they were meant to be that way. So that means curving the petals so that the flowers look natural and not having green like I have right there attached to my petal, to my yellow petal. Okay, so I'm going to cut them apart in the same place on both of them. And then we're going to use these to accent all the beautiful colors on in these photos. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place these along the bottom, and then I'm going to flip them over so that they are the opposite. So not like this, but like this. And then on the upper portion of the layout in these upper corners. So I'm happy with the way that one is. This one, I think it'll be okay. I wish that it wasn't overlapping that photo quite so much, but I'm not sure I can change that, because in order to change that I'll have to move that down, and then I think I'm just going to leave it there. And then I can journal in between these photos right here about each of the things. So I'm going to grab some foam squares, just these big ones, and I'm just going to put a couple on the back to pop these up just a little and add some dimension. Don't let me forget, I still need to trim those photos so you can see how that works. using up all my big foam squares. That's okay. I think I have some more. I should have some more. Okay, I need one of my little ones. Just maybe two of them. Just to give this a little bit of support here in the middle so it stays popped up. All right. Now, if you're not already familiar with how to go ahead and remove portions of your pictures that are over the edge, let me just show you how you can do it a couple of different ways. You can use these precision point scissors, which are extremely sharp. Use your zero centering ruler, put it right up against the jeeping, and go through that mat. Be careful not to go through your page, so you'll want to press carefully. And I would err on the side of not cutting it quite through if you can. If you don't have a zero centering ruler, any straight edge will do. You can use a piece of cardboard, or you can use a piece of, so that didn't quite cut as cleanly as I would like. You can use any kind of ruler that'll be straight and give you something to push against. Use your scissors. You can use an X-Acto knife if you have a nice sharp one in your craft supplies there. That works. This is just for the areas that are right along the jeeping. You just want to be sure you're not cutting all the way through your page. You're only cutting that mat. So go over it 2 or 3 times if you need to, so that comes off. So I'm going to have to come back in here with some scissors, I think, and cut this one because I have the photo off the edge, so it's not appreciating that. So the other way you can do this is before you put them down, you can cut them on your trimmer. But if you do it that way, then you have to be really sure you have the angle correct. Otherwise, you are kind of a slave to whatever angle you cut, which sometimes is not a bad idea to cut them on your trimmer, but occasionally I've been disappointed in myself that I didn't do it a different way. If you line your scissors up right against the edge, then you will make sure you get those cuts straight. Then these that are overlapping on the top and the bottom edge, you can just take your scissors and carefully cut along, making sure not to cut the page, of course. right, so there's that one. And then this one, I just have a couple of spots. So if you don't, like I said, if you don't have precision point scissors or the CM regular scissors that look like this, which are also very sharp but not as sharp as these, then I would just make sure you use a very sharp pair of scissors or use an X-Acto knife. I have an X-Acto knife in my drawer, but I'm just using these so that I can show you that they work too. All right, this one I'm going to have to trim. But I have enough of a line on there to where I should be able to get these in there and trim it straight. There we go. Okay, let's check this side. This side's more of a photo. Lining that up. Just a teeny bit of that corner of that mat. And then this picture. Pictures are quite thick, so if you're cutting through a photo and a mat, it does take quite a bit of pressure. All right, come on. And this one, I think I'm just gonna leave because that one's just not barely there. All right. Oh, whoops. I forgot I have this little bit off the top. Okay. There we go. Very simple page, made very quickly with mats and a laser embellishment, some foam squares. It looks fantastic, and all it needs is a little bit of journaling. I think anybody can do this, so I hope that you'll try it with your extra mats, because I know you've got them. I can't possibly be the only one, right? So use your mats. It's really fun, and it can make a really beautiful, fast page for you. Thanks so much for joining me, and until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. You have a great day now.